Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversations in Horror, the podcast. I'm your host, Kevin L. Powers. I'm also the owner operator of Broken Lighthouse Pictures and Something Wicked Entertainment, and welcome to our podcast today. So, if you've been following us, and I hope you have, what you'll do is you'll realize what we do on our program is we take an individual horror film and we have a little critique, analyze, conversation about the film. Me and our special guest will kind of like do our thing that we do in order to entertain you as best we can on your ride into work or when you just have a free moment in the night of darkness to enjoy a little conversation about horror. That being said, we have touched upon a lot of great films in the last 2 years that we've been doing the show, and we hope that we will continue to entertain you for years to come, especially with our talk about the film we are doing today, which is actually one of my favorite films and one of my favorite directors of time, which is Dario. Dario is going to kill me when he hears me. I screwed up his name. Dario Argento's Deep Red or Profondo Rosso from 1975. And to talk with us about this film, I have another great fan of Dario Argento's, which is Jim Adams. And it's a pleasure to have you on the show so that we can talk about this film together, Jim.
I like to think that we might entertain better than the movies that we talk about, but not on this one. This one is hard to beat.
You know, sometimes I do believe that as well. But for this one, has always been one of my favorites of Argento.
Yes, mine too. It is. I think it's one of his stronger films.
Yeah, and
out of the bunch of giallo films that he did.
Not just that, he's done films in so many different genres.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah. So, I did not realize, and everyone out there who's listening, I didn't realize this, so don't be surprised, that this movie hit its 50-year anniversary in 2025.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so it's great to be talking about the film because for me, I only saw this maybe, 2020? It's like 25 years ago for the first time.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I actually saw this in college when I was inundated with Dario Argento's work. I did not know who he was in theory until I hit college and I learned about all of the great directors of the giallo.
Yes.
And I just became a huge fan of that genre. And I'm so happy to hear, Jim, that you are a fan of the genre just like I am.
Well, I started with a Dario Argento film because I believe he's sort of the father of the giallo genre with the little film called Bird with the Crystal Plumage, which my folks introduced me to. They would go on their date nights. This is when we were living in Raleigh and I was in high school. And I remember they came home one Saturday night. They had been to the movies, and my dad says, "You've got to go see the movie that's playing down there right now." And it told me about this Bird with the Crystal Plumage. He said, "You'll love it. You're absolutely," and I didn't know anything about Dario Argento. I had gotten into some foreign film directors. I was into Bava at the time, and I'd seen, a couple of others. I think I'd seen an Antonino or whatever, but I was hooked on that one. And so when this came out, and any Argento film that came out, like Suspiria and some of the others, I was there. I love this guy's work. And I like his daughter's work now, too. I think she does some fun stuff.
So the funny thing with me, and before we get into Deep Red itself, is I came to Dario Argento by way of is really funny. One of the films that most people don't like or don't talk about, which is Trauma, that he did in '93.
Interesting movie, yeah.
I saw that in the theater, not realizing what I was getting into when I saw it.
Wow.
And of course, that has his daughter in it.
Yep.
But the thing is, I loved the film when I saw it in '93, but it didn't leave enough impression of me, of the director, for me to go out there and search for his films.
Wow. Yeah.
That wasn't until I saw the Stendhal Syndrome in '96. I saw that in the theater as well in college. And I was like, oh my God, that movie is fucking phenomenal. I need to know who the heck this is. And I went down a rabbit hole.
And you found out it was a legend behind it. Yeah.
He was a legend and he did all these movies. And I started looking up Suspiria, Profondo Rosso, a phenomenon, and I just went down
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean it's very addictive with him.
his movies became were addictive to me, and I started look. I
Yeah.
started learning about Giallo. I started to watch all of the great ones. I learned about who Mario Bava was,
Oh
who
yeah.
Roberto Bava was. I learned all of these people from simply him. And then, like I said, I don't. There's not enough people who talk about the Stendhal syndrome, but that movie was like, and I saw it on the screen in my
Yeah.
at college in my college theater. I was like, oh my god, this movie is freaking mind-blowingly phenomenal. Also with Osio Argento in it, and I was like, and I became a huge fan. I became a huge fan. I'm
I got
still,
to admit, most of my Argentos I either saw with the exception of Bird. That's the only one I saw in the actual movie theaters.
mm, yeah,
But I'm a little before you, so it was like
you're a little before me. But the thing is, I think after that, his films became less and less getting a theatrical release. And I think
yeah,
the only other ones I saw at the theater after that was like I saw Mother of Tears,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
and Phantom of the Opera. I was on a limited.
That was on a limited release. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
And then I didn't get to see like The Card Player or Sleepless. I think yeah, Do You Like Hitchcock was a theater movie. And Giallo, I kind of bought I think a Region 2 version of that because I was dying to see his
oh
like
yeah.
turn the Giallo. And so I bought this Region 2 and fucking watched that because I didn't know when it was gonna be released in the States. Uh Same with Dracula 3D. I did the same thing with Dracula 3D.
Oh, okay. Now that I have not seen yet. I haven't seen that one yet.
But I'm glad that he's still directing
I am too. Yeah,
and he's returned to this Giallo thing because his
yeah.
most recent film Dark Glasses was a Giallo film. And
Hmm.
it's good to, even though that's not nearly as strong as this film that we're talking about today, it's still good to see that he goes back to some of those tropes that he had back then for modern day films. It's a shame that he can't get that same audience that he once had before, but that's also because
Yeah, yeah.
the Italian film industry has taken a huge hit in
Oh
terms of
God,
horror.
yes. Yeah,
Back then when this movie was made, oh my god, horror and giallo were the biggest things that the Italian
absolutely. No, absolutely. The '70s. They owned the
oh god.
'70s. Yeah.
But nowadays, the Italian film industry is, from my understanding, focuses on comedies and dramas, and horror usually gets left for television, which is
They burned out on horror, I guess, or whatever. Yeah, because you just don't see it coming out of Italy that much anymore.
so. But getting back to Deep Red,
But Deep Red. Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about Profondo Rosso. No, I'm just kidding.
you know,
Deep Red. Yes. No, that's how I know it. I don't know Italian very well.
well, no, but I knew it from Profondo Rosso because, like I said, I heard, went to film school and we were discussing these
Yeah.
directors, and I'm like, and I had to go look for it because I was looking for it for the longest time under that title. Like I was thinking it was gonna be that title, like High Tension is Hot Tension.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was looking
I
for it
had the
like
same problem with that one too. I remember.
I was looking for it like
I don't
that.
speak French. I
Yeah,
don't know this
you
stuff.
know, but yeah, so that's how it was with me, and I still call it both interchangeably whenever I
Oh,
talk.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, no, I did if you download like a poster
Yeah,
for this movie, all the posters are Profondo Rosso.
yeah. So, but yes, so that's my story of getting around to this. Let's talk about the movie itself.
Yes. Well, I talk a lot about the bird with the crystal plumage. This movie reminds me a lot of that movie. They're very similar, and the stories are very similar. I mean, you've got in that one, it was an American writer who witnesses a near murder, and it leads to a serial killer that they're trying to track down. In this one, you've got a jazz pianist from England who witnesses a murder and an actual pretty grotesque murder, and then it opens up this whole can of worms of him trying to figure out who the serial killer is that's behind all these murders.
Yeah, which is really cool. Our main character is Marcus Daly, and the idea of him being a jazz pianist is actually really cool. I,
Yes.
I've always thought that was really cool. The types of characters that Argento puts in his films because it's not something that's normal.
And his
Right.
casting. I mean, I love the person he casted, David Hemmings.
Yeah, he was really,
I mean, I know him from Blow Up, and I
yeah,
remember I would see him pop in and out some things here and there. And he before he died, he did a lot of American films and a lot of British films, but yeah, I always remember Blow Up. But I mean, it's just when I know when I saw this one for the first time, I hadn't seen him in a while. I was like, oh wow, it's great to see him starring in a movie again because he's great. He's great in this thing.
yeah, yeah. But the thing I like about him is he's very like an everyman type of character in this.
Yes, yes, very much so, and
And that's what works for this film. Is like
very innocent, naive, or a little innocent. Yeah. Yes, very much so.
yeah. But
And then you see the whole thing from his eyes, pretty much.
pretty much.
And now you've got to solve. This is the thing I loved about Bird when I saw it, and why this one reminds me so much of that one, because you're sort of in his eyes and you're solving the case along with him.
Yes.
And Dario is so good at taking you on twists and turns and red herrings and all this. And I always kick myself when I watch his movies. I had not seen this one in a while, so I'd forgotten some of the details. But I remember that the first time I saw this, I thought I figured it out. I was like about halfway into the movie. I said, okay, I got this. I got this. Talked myself out of it. And then, no, wait a minute. No, maybe it is, and back and forth. And then I ended up on the wrong person at the end. It was like, damn, I had it all along. And then I changed my mind all these times. And he does that all the time. I've seen him do it so many times in his movies. It just drives me crazy.
In his most successful movies, I think that is the key to it, and that's why this movie is so
Yeah.
well done. It is a mystery that you're watching,
Yeah.
and you're following Marcus as he gets more or less obsessed because when he goes in,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
after he sees the murder of the Helga character, who's a psychic of sorts, he gets obsessed with the details and he doesn't know why, and it pulls on him. So he keeps wanting to figure it all out, and it's something that's nagging on him the entire film, which makes it
Yeah.
interesting for us as the audience because we're trying to figure out why it's nagging him as well. It's this detail that he just keeps coming back, and until the reveal.
That's right. That's right.
Really,
Of course, if you see it in a movie theater, you can't rewind it to go back to see maybe I missed something. But and I didn't do that this time around because I couldn't remember what the big clue was. And I thought, oh yeah, what was it that he missed? What was it?
yeah. But that's what drives this film. This
Yeah.
film isn't like a big it's not a slasher film where someone's getting killed every 10 to 15 minutes.
No.
There is a lot of time between the first and second kill in this film. And it's all done very intricately with what the Marcus character is doing and how he's going about solving the mystery that he has himself created.
Right.
When he goes in there, the thinks that he sees a murder. He goes into her house, the Helga's house, to figure out what if she's dead.
Yes.
And we go back to this house several times. This hallway that drags on him. There's a detail that he's missing. There's a painting that's missing.
Painting that's missing on the wall. Yeah.
Are nagging at him, and we see these locations multiple times, and it's like he's giving us a hint without actually telling us anything.
Yeah.
Argento is, by the way, is giving us and Marcus a hint, but not telling us why we're there.
It's all right in front of us too.
Right
the whole movie. The whole movie. Well, actually, anyway, and folks, if you're listening to this and have not seen this movie, you might want to wait and pause this for a while and go see the movie because we don't want to spoil it for you because that's all the fun behind this movie is the twists and turns because you get clues as early as the opening scene in the movie.
Yes.
And what I love about it, and you're saying it's not a slasher film, it really isn't, because all of the murders are not random. When you get to the end of the movie and everything's revealed, and I'm not going to jump to the ending yet, but I mean, you'll find out that they're all connected. They all make sense why the people that were murdered were murdered.
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't know, you can't really see a connect. You don't see a
You
pattern
don't see a pattern.
during the movie itself,
No,
and that's what's so cool about the whole thing.
yeah,
And the other thing I like about Giallo is, yeah, they're bloodier than the traditional mystery,
yes.
but they're not as bloody as an out and out slice and dice slasher film. But there's blood, but it's what he doesn't show you that makes it even better. I think is as far as the horror
And
factor.
well, and the other thing is Dario
So I'm
Argento
just going to put
always
it there until we get to that part of the movie. Uh, what you don't see, the fact that you don't see it, makes it even that much more horrible.
yeah. Well, the thing
The one
about
with the elevator.
Argento is that with like these type of movies, especially his early Giallo films, the mystery aspects were key to his film
Absolutely.
because there would always be a gimmick that you didn't realize was a gimmick until later on in the film when there's a big deal. And that's the key, and that's the part of the mystery. That's especially part of the mystery in this film particularly. That gimmick that is in the film that's revealed in the third act. It's nagging at you as an audience member and for Marcus that you just want to keep watching the film to figure out what it is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when you figure out the gimmick, it's really clever.
Oh, it's very clever.
Really
very clever. Well, the other thing I really liked about this one too is that he becomes the target of the killer, and he realizes that right off the bat, and it's not his fault. But when he is, he does what he's supposed to do. He calls the police. They're there for Helga when Helga, the psychic, gets killed. That's brutal. And he gets his picture. This reporter takes his picture and says, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to," and then shows up on the front page of the paper as the guy who saw the murder. So now this guy's a total target through the whole movie, and he knows it just because of the stupid reporter who he actually teams up with and tries to help him solve the murder as well.
So let's bring her in, which is Gianna Breezy.
Yes.
Daria Nicoladi. I don't always know whether or not I get her name right, but she's played in a lot of Argento films because they were married
almost exclusively with him. Yeah.
Yeah, they were married at one
point. Yes.
But I always forget because I don't keep track of relationships of the people behind the scenes. So sometimes I forget. I get those details a little bit messed up. But the thing is, she played in some of the best movies that Argento did.
Oh, absolutely.
She helped craft Suspiria, which I loved. I think the last one they did together was Mother of Tears. I think
Mother of Tears was their last movie together. Yes.
So,
Suspiria. Yeah, it's the only film of his that I have a T-shirt of. So I have my Suspiria T-shirt. Yeah.
Oh my God! For a while there, I had a lot of T-shirts of Dario Argento.
Yeah.
But she also brings in a lot of the comic elements in the film.
Oh, absolutely.
She comes off as both a competent reporter, but also one who's willing to go deep to get the story. Hence why she sneaks the photo of Marcus at the crime scene. She actually sneaks her way into the crime scene. And get right off the bat that the cops and detectives do not like her presence because of the way she is. Which makes for hilarious moments.
It's almost like a Lois Lane character. You don't even think about it.
She's the Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen characters mixed up.
Yes, in Italy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That kind of aggression.
Yeah.
I think one of the most hilarious scenes in the whole movie, and I love that, and Argento will do this a lot just to take the intensity down, is when they have the phone call. And again, this would never work in a contemporary film because we have cell phones. But he's on a payphone in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Next to an espresso machine, which the steam is burning his butt, and she's in an office, a real loud office on her phone there, and they can't hear each other, and it just makes for a hysterical scene back and forth. Where he has to stop and say, "Do you have to do that here right now? You're burning my ass," And she said, "What? I didn't hear what you said." Back and forth. It was just a night right in dead center in the film, and just a nice breather you get from the intensity that's been building up.
You are correct. I think the lot of the scenes between Marcus and her are like that. I think
Yeah.
that not only brings a little bit more humanity to the film, but also the comic elements, and
Hmm.
also makes both these characters seem more human and more.
Oh, that I couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly, yeah.
Despite the obvious references and themes throughout the film regarding the sexes and sexism within the film.
Oh God, yeah. Well, this is
Yeah,
1976, so
but
that's
it's interesting how much it's played in there between the two. Between the arm wrestling that they do with each other, and the fact that he thinks he can do everything alone and he doesn't need her. Yeah,
yeah.
it would this that type of element wouldn't be made today. But for this film,
No, it'd be hard for him.
yeah, no. But because in this film they address it right off the bat, it makes for a very great what do you call it? When two characters chemistry between the two.
Chemistry. I was gonna. Well, I think they've got great chemistry because I mean, if you didn't know that they were married to one another in real life, it really helps with these characters meshing together so well.
Yeah.
Because they do act like an old married couple from time to time in this movie.
Yeah, they do, especially in regards to her car, in which
That is hilarious. Yeah.
every time
Oh my God, that damn car. Oh
the
my
car,
God.
like that doesn't need to be in the movie. It's so fucking hilarious.
No, I think it does. I think it does. It establishes those characters so quickly.
It's so cool.
That I loved it in there. I didn't think it was superfluous. I think that's the word I wanted.
Yeah, I think
at all. No, I loved that scene. That's great.
I think those scenes are her putting him in his place.
Yes,
When he
absolutely,
acts. So
absolutely.
it's funny as shit.
Well, you notice, and you notice, and Dario is into visual. I mean, he's visually.
yeah.
They're in this little car, folks. Have you ever seen Mr. Bean with his little mini? It's a little car like that. And the first thing that happens is his seat. She's driving, and he's riding, and his seat goes down. It's just, oh, is that uncomfortable? And he said no. But now the whole scene is with her looking down on him.
Yeah,
that's all so intentional. It's like, oh, Dario, that's great.
And of course,
great.
Him always locking them in the car.
Yeah, locked him in the car. Oops.
So when they're climbing out the little what do you call that? The sky roof. I forget.
Yeah, right.
They're always climbing out of that. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
because he doesn't do it just once. He does it multiple times.
He does it a few times. That's right. I forgot your door doesn't work. and the little thing with the visor that doesn't work. I mean, it's always flipping down. It's driving you crazy, and you're watching. And you're going, just fix the damn thing. Come on. But it's a brilliantly shot scene. I mean, it really is. I mean, everything is just timed beautifully.
Yeah. There's a lot of great moments of like that in this film. And Argento was like a master at it back.
He really was. Yeah.
Every film he did, like you mentioned, the bird with crystal plumage, and I'll mention opera, the fucking visuals in opera.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my God, in Suspiria, everything he did on there.
That is all visual. That is so visual storytelling.
It makes for an amazing film to watch and rewatch, because that's the other thing about this film. Even though you know the mystery, you know how it comes about, they spend a good amount of time on that mystery, because this is over 2-hour movie, which is also a rarity for horror movies.
Well, I would say 2 hours and 7 minutes, I believe, was the total running time.
They take their time going through the actual mystery of this film.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another reason why it holds up so well. This is not like an easy mystery for them to solve, because there are so many elements to that.
Oh yeah.
And I think, when I was rewatching it again, I felt how much I really enjoyed this film again. Paying attention.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I saw it day before yesterday, and I just loved watching it again.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is I haven't seen the film since before COVID at some point.
Right. Yeah.
And so rewatching it for the podcast, it reminded me how much I really enjoyed this film, and it's been a while since I sat down and enjoyed watching all of these elements.
Yeah.
I kind of put it in the background sometimes because I know the mystery, and I kind of forget how really well done this movie is sometimes.
Yeah, it's a very rich film. It really is, and you can. There's so much. Even time every time you see it, you might pick up something new along the way, or go, "Oh man, yeah, I wish I'd seen that." Before. It just he is so detailed in his filmmaking. It's incredible.
It is, but also the writing wise, because the supporting characters in this film are also extremely well written.
Well, I was talking about how detailed the movie is. I think he goes into the same kind of detail with the characters. There are no characters in here that don't mean something to this mystery, and we sort of meet them along the way as his character meets them along the way. Like one's a guy that's drunk out on the streets that he just meets in the very beginning of the movie, who plays into it. I didn't know for the longest time, are they longtime friends or what, or and I still
Carlo.
Yeah, Carlo. And I'm still not sure exactly. I don't know if they really tell us.
Yeah, they do. They are.
I guess there's an implication that he knew who Carlo was, but
Yeah. No, they know each other. Carlo is like one of his only friends there, and they play together.
I guess that's it. Okay. Oh, that's it. Yeah, they go out. They go out together. Yeah.
We get that one great scene where they are playing together. When he's not drunk. Most of the scenes that we see where Carlo,
true,
drunk.
Yeah, he is. He's drunk just about the whole movie.
Yeah. So you get a sense that outside of his teaching at the university,
Mhm.
Marcus, who teaches at the university,
Marcus, yeah.
Carlo is his only friend outside of that. And they probably meet up every night to have a couple drinks and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I always thought when I saw it, because it seemed like he was going to meet him, but yeah he meets him. The guy's like drunk against a wall.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's right outside his apartment, his place. So
yes, yeah.
So that's it, like it's almost like Carlo's waiting for him to get off of his job.
Right. Okay.
I only understood that this recent watch, because I always had that same impression too. What kind of relationship did they have?
Yeah. Well, and it had been quite a while since I'd seen the movie the last time, so I was trying to say, oh God, I can't remember what it was with them.
No, I was paying a little bit more attention to the details this last.
Yeah, well, it was fun this time around, because then I got to say, okay, I'm not sure, so now I get to sort it all out like I did the first time I ever watched the movie.
Yeah, that was another great thing. Yeah, it's like I've had it in the background for so many years that being able to sit down and watch all the details was very refreshing.
Yeah.
It was really good. So, but yeah, with Carlo, because they don't spell out the information, you have to figure it out.
Oh, that's right. No, that's right. Like I said, in this whole movie, it's what Dario doesn't show you.
Yeah,
that makes it more powerful.
Oh yeah, and much more interesting of a film.
Yeah.
These characters aren't going to go through and start talking about all this mundane stuff. What is it? Marcus knows that his friend has a drinking problem.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's very obvious. Yeah.
But he doesn't always know why. So the red herring, the first one, comes in when he comes and finds Carlo with his boyfriend, so to speak.
His boyfriend. Yep.
Ricky.
And again, when this came out in '76, that's something you didn't see a whole lot in movies, and so it really, maybe the European films, but in the United States, it was a rarity. It was usually more of a comic element than anything else, but this was pretty damn serious.
Yeah.
And now you see he's in this relationship with this real young guy that says he's totally madly in love with him. And then you wonder, okay, now that totally colors now what you thought about these other two guys together. They were just friends or whatever. So it really sort of made everything a little more interesting. It gave it a little depth to it.
Yeah, I also think that that they both, because of their profession, the jazz pianists, they both kind of what do you call it? Respect each other. Respect each other's talents, which is why. Carlo tries to get Marcus to leave and to just put away the nonsense of the whole murder thing.
He just says, you don't want to get involved with this.
This
is bad news. And they're using the fact that, hey, you were splattered all over the front page of the paper. You don't need this.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, it's great to have those characters, and Dario Argento does a really great job in crafting a lot of great characters. Like,
Yes.
it's funny to me that Carlo's mom, every time he sees Marcus, thinks that Marcus is an engineer, and
Yes.
that's pianist. For the longest time, I just thought that was hilarious as shit.
I did too.
No matter how many times Marcus tells her, "No, I'm not an engineer. I'm a jazz pianist."
Right.
So you're an engineer and a jazz pianist, and he
Yeah.
gives up.
Just doesn't get it. Yeah.
But those those little things like add a little color to each of these
Oh
characters.
yeah.
And I like that. Even the one, the Calabrini, who is the one who is with Helga when at the very beginning with her.
Oh, he's a great character. I love that character. Yeah.
That character is so good.
Yes.
And he only shows up for a small amount of scenes, but he's so intricate to revealing some of the details that Marcus
very much so. And he gets into the whole trying to find out who it is too, because Helga, the psychic, had a moment. And this is the very beginning of the movie, folks, where she says, I see murder. I see he's, the person's here in this room, in this auditorium that they're in, that she's having this lecture with, and that sets everything in motion.
Yeah.
That and then we see something from the eyes of the murderer, or we think anyway. We're not sure. I mean, he gives you a couple vantage points that it could be that, and you're not really sure who's doing what. And then all that gets you hooked right from the very beginning.
Yeah, it gets you
because then Helga gets it that night.
Now, you bring up something I find very interesting. With this film, the gloved murderer, the zipper goes up the center of the glove.
Yes.
That's a big clue for anyone out there watching it. But when I watched this film originally, it was never a clue to me because I just didn't get it.
No, I didn't either. The first few times out, I didn't. It didn't.
It's so much more interesting now.
Of course, you know who who played the hand.
It probably was Dario.
It was Dario Argento. Yes, it was his hand. Yes, he played the glove. So that still doesn't give you a clue as to who the murderer is, but he was the stunt hand, I guess, in this movie.
Well, he did it so often in his other movies.
I know it. Yeah, he was like Alfred Hitchcock. He would sneak in somehow, a body part, just a body part, not the whole body.
Oh, Jesus, you're so right about that. All right. What? Oh, and everyone who, if you're not familiar with the Giallo films, one of the main staples of the Giallo film is the gloved killer. So
yes,
not familiar with that. That is like one of the key things.
No, they all they're not stupid. They're not gonna put fingerprints on a crime scene.
Which is the funniest thing for me in modern day films. Like they were doing these Italian films were doing this in the 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah.
And yet people nowadays, when they do serial killers and slashers, they're never wearing gloves.
No. They just
in this day and age when fingerprints and
just leave a little DNA for those folks.
I was like, it's so funny to me now. I was like, but back in the 60s and 70s, Italians were wearing gloves for their killers all the time.
All the time.
But, the Giallo subgenre is one in which you never see the killer, in theory, except
never
gloves.
You might see feet, you might see legs, or something. You'll see a body part, but in this one you see the hand.
Yeah, you see the hand. I don't think you see anything else except the
no.
hand.
That's it. You just see the hand
shots, and
that's it.
Yeah. So, but that lends itself to
and a variety of weapons
variety of weapons. Yeah, which is always funny with the big reveal of who the killer is. The variety of weapons. So, I'm trying. So we talked about that aspect. I do want to talk about whether the aspect of the film before I talk about one of my favorites, which is the music. What's another element we did discuss before I talk about the music? Since I want to get to the music so badly.
What, the elevator?
Huh?
What did you say?
No, what other elements? Not
What
elements.
other element? Okay.
There's an elevator that you're thinking about that plays a key
No,
role.
there is an elevator, yeah, but we don't want to get to that yet. That's at
We're
the
not going to
end.
get to that.
No, that's at the end.
What are the other elements that we want to make sure that we discuss before we get to some of the other elements of the movie?
Let's see. Now we talked about the fellow that was doing the Helga show.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, locations.
oh yeah, the locations are beautiful.
There are
They shot a lot of it around Rome and Turin and some great old cities in Italy. Yeah. Oh, the architecture in this is just
architecture and all of the different locations in this
yes.
play a key role in the character of this role.
That's the other thing that reminded me a lot of Bird with Crystal Plumage. They did the same thing. They were in a city. They also went out into the country to a little town, and they do pretty much well. They do that here too as well.
Oh yeah, and especially the house that
yeah, the old abandoned house.
Yeah, the abandoned house.
I love that. Oh my God, that is incredible.
It's incredible, and it's a key element of the film itself and the story being told. But you don't know that till later because Argento does a great job of like doing this establishment of something and then going back to it and maybe go back to it again.
Yeah, because they did start with you see a young kid in the very beginning of the movie witness a murder, and it's a murder of one of his parents. We think anyway that we're not really sure. And then there's the song, that little song that the kid, that a child sings.
Yeah.
That keeps weaving its way into, before one of the murders, they're after, someone's after Marcus, and they're playing that song outside his door while they're trying to bust into his house to kill him.
Yeah.
Not they, but the murderer. And I'm not giving anything away, but that wasn't a Freudian slip, folks. It's just one murderer in this movie. And little things like that. So all these little pieces that add up together.
Yeah, but that music, that child's song,
it's unreal.
It's unreal yet so catchy and successful and all at the same time. And that the opening shot, the very first shot,
yes,
playing that music, but then we hear it creep in throughout the movie when the killer is playing it. And
the killer plays it while he's trying to write music.
Yeah,
and it's driving him nuts because he's trying to write, and then he's hear this kid singing, on this record or whatever. Yeah,
it's so unnerving yet so perfect for this film. Yes. We all know that sometimes that doesn't always work, but for this film, it works extremely well. And the fact that Goblin supplies the score for this movie is just out of this world. This is one of my favorite scores of the early Argento films. I've listened to this score a billion times because I have.
It's an excellent score.
Yeah, I have most of his scores, and I'm a huge Goblin fan. This wasn't the film that made me a Goblin fan, but hell, it wasn't a great score anyways, and it's one of my favorites that they've done for films. And that's probably another reason why this film has stuck with me more so than so many other films.
Yeah.
It's the music for this one is so damn beautifully crafted and suspenseful, and it works on so many different levels.
The music in all of Dario's films is always top drawer.
Yeah. They are much better in these earlier films than his.
Yes, I think so. Films.
Yeah. They just don't have the same oomph, that feeling, that little extra special something like this one has, or Opera has, or definitely Suspiria has.
Oh God, that is another powerful soundtrack.
Yeah. So that's one of the things why I'm like, I gotta talk about the music
absolutely,
because the music is so damn good in this movie. If nothing else, I have probably listened to the score 100 times.
And it enhances what's going on. I'm always go on and on about it. It enhances it. It does not overpower it. It does not become the center focus of attention. But without it, the movie doesn't work as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything works together. I mean, he puts together his elements so beautifully that they all work together like a well-oiled machine. It's just great.
Yeah, yeah. So of course, if you're not a Goblin fan, you probably won't like this as much. But,
True,
but you know, who doesn't like Goblin?
yeah, I know. No, really.
Different iterations of the band.
Yeah,
Each one of them are very distinct. You know, that's why I say when you're listening to these earlier scores versus the more recent scores for Argento film or just Goblin music in general, they are
right.
different because the band members have all changed over the years, so
Yep, yep.
they'll be different. And then you know, it's one of those elements that I have to talk about when I talk about an Argento film, because especially for the films like this one where the score is so key
Yes.
to the overall film. So
Yeah, I'm glad you brought, yeah, because it's a very important part of this movie.
yeah, yeah. Which brings me to some of the more some of the more cinematography elements of the film. It's going to be hard for me not to talk about the very final, well, not the very final sequence, but the last final sequence, when we know who one of the killers are. And I just gave away that there's multiple ways to shit. Well, one of the killers and the elaborate way in which that killer is killed. I can say that because killers are always going to get killed anyways.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, and again, I'm gonna, well, yeah, I want to correct you, but I'm going to give it away the other way now if I do correct you, because there is only one killer.
No, there is, yeah, there is only one killer, which is why I didn't want to. You know, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the only way I can say this with one of the bad guys. How about that?
We may be getting to the point where we don't have any choice, because we've really I'm trying to think if there's any other deaths that we haven't.
Bad guys.
Huh? No, I'm just trying to think if there's any other deaths we haven't talked about leading up to this final confrontation that we're going to see.
Well, I will say this: that if you didn't notice, because I noticed this in this film, is that every one of the deaths is preceded by them being knocked in the head from behind.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I did not notice that until I rewatched it.
Well, there's a definite pattern there. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a pattern. They are all knocked from behind, and there is a reason for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not going to give that away. There's a reason for that. I only noticed it in this most recent watch.
No, that's true. Every victim is knocked from behind before they're killed.
I always thought that was very clever.
Yeah.
So, you know, stuff like that. It's the way in which Argento put together the logic for the story he was crafting. Right. It all works really well for this film. Some of his films, we all know, his later films especially, the logic doesn't always work, in my opinion. But with this film, I think he was batting 100 here.
Oh no, he was hitting all cylinders on this. Absolutely, absolutely.
And then and I love the Marcus character, because the Marcus character is not only inquisitive, but he's also a really effective detective.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, this is not a stupid guy. I mean,
he is not.
He's very, very, yeah. He's I mean, you really root for this guy.
Yeah, you do. And that's
even the cops do. You can tell the cops like him too.
Yeah. Even though, you know, he is a jazz pianist, and you might think that he would be less of that type of character. He is actually a really smart and character that you kind of root for and you like to follow in this movie.
Yes, yes.
Part of that is Hemming's amazing performance.
Oh, it is. No,
he makes you want to follow him throughout the whole movie.
Absolutely. Again, it is. I think it's even better in some respects than Blow Up was, than what he did in Blow Up. But he was real young when he did that one, so he was just getting started.
So, but those elements make this movie one of the films I really like above some of his other giallo films.
Absolutely.
But I'm also, I will just say this about that ending sequence with one of the bad guys. I'm gonna call him a bad guy. That the way in which the camera is used.
Oh God,
that sequence is amazing. It's one of those amazing sequences, like the scene in Opera where the camera goes around 360 degrees.
Yeah, because he was one of the first guys to do that.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was like the cinematography for this movie is amazing. And it's not
It's
just
the best death scene I think I've ever seen in a film. It's one of my
you know what
favorites.
it is up there.
It really is one of my favorite. As gruesome as that sounds, folks. Out of all the death scenes I've seen in all the horror films I've watched, this is one of the best.
It is one of the best. This is why I didn't want to not talk about it because it's one of the
Oh
best.
no, we were going to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, it's like I warned everybody. Hey, we're going to spoil the whole thing because cannot talk about this movie.
I don't mind not talking about the last reveal in the movie. We could skip the last reveal in the movie.
No, we can't. It's brilliant.
You want to... Oh Jesus. Okay, fine. Then. Well, so hopefully, if you have not seen this film, please just stop listening to us talk about the film and go see the film.
Yeah, because we're going to go into these final confrontations, which are very critical. Because we're really pretty much there in the movie anyway.
We're pretty much there in the movie. Already.
Except I mean, we can go into some detail about this old mansion that we were talking about, this old deserted mansion that had nobody's lived in for like 12. I think the owner said 12 years or something like that.
I think it was 12 years.
Was supposed to be haunted, and the guy says, "You sure you want to go in there at night? Because that's not a very nice place, and all that, and dangerous." And of course, he's got this daughter who is draws little sketches and stuff like that, and one sort of factors in very heavily into this film.
It's another little some homicidal tendencies because she likes to stab lizards.
Yes, yeah, boy, you wouldn't believe what she does with lizards. Yeah, and draws this gruesome little picture that he happens to see behind the plaster wall in the deserted house. Mm-hmm. I said, "No, wait a minute. How did this happen? Wait a minute. Where did you find this? How did you draw this picture?" And then she mentioned that she had seen it in the library or whatever.
It's really cool.
Or no, not the library, at the Da Vinci School, at the Da Vinci Art School.
And they go to the library to look at the archives to find where the picture came from. All of this is amazing the way it is filmed.
The way it all ties together, it's incredible.
It all ties together. And this is where one of the big, and this is the third act, one of the big
yes, we're definitely in the third act.
In the library where Marcus and Gianna are looking for the artwork, which is the same as the one that Olga drew and the same as the one that he found behind the plaster in the house. Yeah. And it leads Marcus into the conclusion that if he can find the person who originated with this artwork, he will then know who the killer is.
And someone tried to kill him while he was, before he got to the Da Vinci School. He found something else in that house that was pretty gruesome, where he's knocking. He saw where the plaster had been replaced, and knocked it out, and they plastered up a room that just happened to have an old skeleton sitting in the middle of it. A little corpse in there.
Yeah, since you
was like, whoa.
Since you mentioned that whole sequence, I actually want to go into like the little details for that one because I really like the way that they
please,
so,
yeah, it's
course,
a great sequence.
Well, the thing is that Marcus has been studying this picture that he has pulled out of this house.
Yes, of this haunted house. Yeah.
Haunted house that he's told is haunted, and the first time he goes into this house, he doesn't see anything wrong with the house.
Yes,
it seems like he knows what the house is, but he doesn't know anything wrong with it. But it's one of those little details that's nagging at him. It's nagging at him,
just like with the murder scene.
With the murder scene, and I love that characteristic of him. It's the little details that nag at him, and then he in the middle of the night, he discovers that the picture has a window that the actual house doesn't have.
That's right. Yep. That's what how did I miss that? How did I not see that? Yeah.
He didn't notice it. It's a detail. But it goes back to the theme of the movies with the details that happen at the hallway at the very beginning. And then the details with the one woman that we did not mention her death. Marguerite.
Oh, Margaret. Yeah, well, yeah. She had a connection with the house, but she was living somewhere else, and he went to see her, but the murderer beat him there.
Rigetti.
I couldn't remember her name. I forgot her name now.
Amanda Rigetti.
And yes, and she was killed before he got there, before he got a
Yeah.
chance to talk to her about the house.
But the
And
nagging thing is that she was pointing at something and he didn't know what it
yes,
was. But the
yes,
details, those little details that nag at him, are
yeah,
details that he has to figure out and which keeps him going in this investigation. And those elements are what makes this movie so compelling, and makes him a very compelling character. Because
and it killed the other guy, and it actually killed the other guy too, because he also investigated that murder scene.
yeah,
when
yeah,
when she get when she got killed, he went back and ended up,
Calabrini.
yeah, Calabrini. I'm terrible with these names. He
I have
gets
to write
killed
all that.
because he sort of puts two and two together
He puts
on something with the way the corpse was the way the corpse is gone by then, but they got the chalk line. He's like,
yeah.
wait a minute, what's?
But these details are so interesting.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah,
of course, at the house, Marcus, instead of like, he knows there's supposed to be a window there, and what he does, he climbs up outside of the building with a pick,
yes,
dig it to where the window's supposed to be, and he sees what looks to be a room, but he doesn't get all the details. But the great
right.
thing about this is he's not a very good climber, and he almost falls to his
Oh,
death.
I know, yeah, the ledge gives away from under. It's a really old house, folks.
Yeah, but it's a good setup for when he actually goes inside the house,
Perfect. Yeah.
find the other end of where that room
Right.
slash window is, and then he knocks down the wall with that at that point, and he reaches
Yes.
where he finds the body. Now we don't know who the body is yet.
No, we don't.
It's
We
a
don't.
body.
It's like, oh my God, there's a murder we didn't know about.
Yeah, there's a one we didn't know about, so that keeps us on the edge as an audience member, because what the fuck? There's a body in this room. Why is there a body in this room, and why was this room closed up?
I know. I didn't then though. I sure did. I was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah, I didn't either.
No,
But
no idea.
those little details for me, and those little bitty things, because they could have easily cut that entire sequence on the outside of the house and just cut to the inside of the house. But the
Yeah,
way
that they could have, but no, I love the way that you set it up. You're right.
yeah, the way it's set up, it's just so brilliant, and it keeps you in suspense, and it keeps you wanting to know more about the mystery as you're watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
The way this movie is crafted is, my opinion, is a great way a mystery should be crafted. And I'm going to mention a movie that's horrible at doing this, and it shouldn't have been. And nobody's going to remember this fucking movie, maybe. But Morgan Freeman starred in the movie Along Came a Spider, which is an Alex Cross movie, and it was
Good analogy. Yep. No, you're right.
horrible because they
Yes.
rushed through the mystery, and they did not do what they
The
did.
story was horrible. You're
They did what
absolutely
they did with
right.
the first movie, Kiss the Girls. Kiss the Girls allowed Alex
Totally
Cross
different. Yep.
mystery, and then they
Yeah,
did
no,
this.
yeah.
And
Along came. They just wanted to rush to the end scene,
Rush.
and they just didn't care how they got there.
part of
Yeah,
the
and
great,
it screwed the whole thing. You're right. You're right.
part of the great thing of mysteries are you're going along for this journey, this
Yeah.
adventure with
Yeah.
this character. You have to go on the.
That's right.
You skip it, it's no longer any
That's
fun.
what no, then it's no fun. Yeah, then it's just stupid. Yeah. I mean, it really is. It's like, okay, yeah, I could just go watch the murder, in real time and not even watch the rest of this movie.
So
And
yeah,
I don't care about these characters and none of this stuff.
you don't. But in this movie, you do.
Yes.
A lot of great care taken to knowing each of the characters and how they all intertwine within.
And
the
you
story.
care just about even for all of the victims. I mean, they all are significant. I mean, I almost felt a sense of loss when one got murdered, because it was like, oh man, I sort of like that person. Man, I didn't think they were going to get murdered. And it was like, especially the guy in the beginning with Helga, when he got killed. I was like, oh man, I didn't think they were going to murder him. I figured he'd be there till the end. He'd help solve it, And in a sense, he did, but he didn't survive it.
He didn't survive it. So now that we got that thing, because you mentioned it, I wanted to talk about it. If you didn't talk about it,
Oh no! I mean, all of this is my favorite part of the whole movie. Is that now it's all starting to tie together.
yeah,
But when it's with Dario Argento, it not only ties together, it seems to open up more doors. It's like, oh man, just when, and that's what makes it so cool, the way he tells the story.
Now that we've already told everybody that this is now, they need to go watch the film and not listen to the rest of us talk unless they've seen the film. Should
Yes.
I now mention back to where we were before we went backwards? About
Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know me, I'm a backwards guy. You know, it's
So of course in the library, Carlo confronts them. They
yes.
confront them because Carlo is the one who drew the pictures that
He
they
drew the picture. He was the artist. Yes.
was the artist, and it's Marcus's best friend there who ends up being the person who he thinks is the killer. Now, it's
Yes.
really
Yes.
interesting because Carlo is all kind of crazed in the eye, and he's not drunk at this point.
Oh
He
no, he's not drunk in this, boy. He's stone cold sober. Yeah.
but he's so mad at Marcus for not giving up, not leaving, not giving it
He
up.
told him. Yeah, he told him didn't want to do this. Yeah.
He didn't want to do this, and he becomes a sympathetic character, even and you're not thinking like that.
Yep.
And unfortunately, or this is also a comic bit in there. The cops showed up just at the right time to save
Oh my God. Yeah.
being shot by Carlo, which is quite hilarious.
Oh yeah, I love the cop. He says, "You realize you could have just gotten killed." It's like, no, not really. And by the way, he's getting away.
Yeah. But the thing is that Carlo shot the cop, and he's like, "Ah, damn it!"
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
I know.
But the thing is, this leads to one of my favorite death sequences ever in a horror film, and when
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's like a Rube Goldberg scene
Yes,
or whatever.
yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. It's hilarious. I
so
mean, I shouldn't say because it's gruesome as hell, but it's hilarious.
well, Carlo has to climb over a fence or a wall. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's a wall.
A wall, get away from the cops, but he's
Right.
not looking where he's going.
Nope.
He gets sideswiped by a trash
Tractor
who
trailer.
are playing their music too loud.
Yep.
Hear him getting hit, much less the fact that Carlo gets hooked by the trash.
Yeah, it hooks him up. Yep.
Which is hilarious, gruesome but hilarious, and dragged across the street.
Yes.
I laughed, I cried, and then of course
They can't get any worse. Wrong.
that when I first saw this movie, that has to be I'm like, oh my God, they just
Yes, I know it.
when the trash vehicle finally stops, and you think that Carlo,
And it's already whacked him a couple of times against the curb.
yeah,
And, he's just,
whacked
oh
him
my
a couple
God.
times against the curb real hard too, so he's all bloody and beat up.
Yeah.
He's barely alive, but hey, no one knows he's there, not even the oncoming car.
Yes, I was going to say no. Oh man.
Yeah, it makes you want to think about smashing watermelons against any.
It makes me wince every time I see it. It's
It
like,
does.
oh.
You're like, oh man, it makes you wince even more because of the big reveal at the very final moment. Because
Yes.
in theory, Carlo, even though he was responsible for doing the drawings, he wasn't responsible for murders.
No, he didn't. He was. That's why I was correcting you without trying to give it away.
No, I
Say,
know.
no,
Like,
there's not two killers because he never killed anybody.
he never. And you know what?
He almost killed Marcus, but he never. He did
almost killed, and that's why you can believe that he sucks at shooting because he's never killed anybody.
That's right. That's right.
But he's such a mother's son that when there's the big reveal, when it's the mother who comes to. Well, let me
ask you a question. When you saw this for the first time, I don't know how well you remember your first viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, now you got Carlos, smashed head, dead in the street. Cops showing up saying, "Oh, okay, we've solved this," and all this. First thing I said was, "Wait a minute. There's something not right here. There's something not right with here. It can't be Carlos." And I kept going back and replaying the movie in my head. This is the first time that I saw when I saw the movie, thinking of their first meeting. Their first meeting was just before the first murder. I kept thinking I can rule out Carlo because, all through the movie, I kept thinking I could rule out Carlo. He's not it because he was with Marcus when she got killed, and there's no way he could have made it up into that building and killed Helga, before Marcus had a chance to see it, or and but I think all the audience was like forgetting about that.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, Marcus goes, "Wait a minute."
Details.
He was in the other direction when I saw the murder. There's no way he could have done that. Unless he was the Flash, and maybe that was an element of the movie we didn't know about. But,
though, you know what? That I believe that's a red herring and a subterfuge by Dario Argento, because he mentions the hallway sequence.
Yes.
Three times with different characters.
A lot.
He mentions it. Purposely makes the audience forget about it.
Almost, you could almost draw an arrow on the film saying, "No, you want to look here.
You want to look here. This is a really key detail," and he makes the audience forget it.
But there's something else that in any giallo film, and it's just about everyone I've ever seen. Everything you see in this movie is important.
Yes,
every single thing. What am I forgetting to mention? Maybe what happened in the very first scene. He gave the whole thing away. He gave it all to you in that first scene. When you said, "Well, it's just a little kid watching, the mother kill his father." Bingo!
Oh, yeah.
And if you noticed, the little kid was standing next to a scribbled sketch that happened to be the one that Marcus found behind the wall, and the one that they had to go look up at in the Da Vinci School that Carlo painted, because hey, that little kid was Carlo. Oh my God!
Yeah, but those details are nagging at Marcus, because he believes
absolutely, because he can't figure out why it doesn't add up. That's right.
He's with Carlo when the first murder happens, so he goes back up to the house. Helga's room, to the hallway, and that's where we get what he really sees
cool.
The hallway, which I thought was fucking brilliant.
No, this is so cool. This is so cool.
Where he goes down the hallway and realizes it's not a painting he was looking at when he first walked through the hallway. The painting with many different faces. He realizes it's a mirror and a reflection.
Yeah, he was looking at the mirror, not at the painting across the hallway. Yeah,
and he didn't realize the killer was in the room when he
still there. Yeah,
and that's when we get the last and great reveal.
Yes,
it's Carlo's mother. It's
Mama. Mother. It's Amanda.
But he's been feeding us these clues throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, really, he's been giving it to us the whole movie.
It's so amazingly well done, the way it's crafted. And the sequence goes by so fast, really, because he figures out the detail in the hallway that he's been missing. He figures it out. We know that it's the mother, and then we see the flashback of everything that really happened with.
Yeah, and I love the shot of him thinking about what he saw that night. So now we see what he saw. Now he realizes it's a mirror, and one of the faces in the picture is his mother, is Carlo's mother. And it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And we were shown that. We saw that in the beginning, but we didn't make the connection. Yeah.
If you're looking closely, which most people won't do until the second or third watch, like I did.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but it was there. He did give it to you.
It's one of those Sixth Sense moments. It was always there, but you don't pick up on it till you.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And I love that aspect about this movie.
Yes.
But then after that, the movie goes really fast because they have Marcus and Carlo's mother, who I can't even remember if they gave her a name or not.
Amanda, I think, wasn't it Amanda?
Amanda was Amanda.
Oh no, Amanda was the other one that got killed. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm always mixing them up. No, I don't think they gave his mother a name.
I don't think so either.
I think in the credit line it was just Carlo's mother. Seriously, I had to sort. That one problem with Argento films, I get everybody mixed up sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some of the character names I get all mixed up. Yeah, no, I remember now. It was Carlo's mother in the credit line.
Yeah, so
that's why you watch the credits at the end, folks.
Yeah. So they have a little scuffle and they go outside the room to where the elevator is. Uh,
Yeah.
and
Now this is my favorite death scene.
as she's kicking his ass, more or less, she's kicking his ass.
Oh, she's nailing him, man. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, her necklace, which is very elaborate, gets caught in the elevator. And then of course, Marcus has the great mind to turn the elevator on.
Yeah, and again, folks, it's one of these old elevators. It's a grating, so you can actually see the elevator going up and down.
Yeah.
Because most of them nowadays don't do that.
Not anymore.
And yeah, the necklace falls through it's on her neck, falls through the grating, and then we see the elevator coming up because he just pressed the button and you take it away.
The necklace slices through her head. But the great thing is we don't actually see all of this.
No, we don't see that.
The movie ends on a great shot of the blood pool from her being decapitated, and the reflection in the blood pool, and then it goes to the credits immediately to deep red, and I'm like, oh, that's a great way to end the fucking movie.
That was a great way to, it's a perfect way to end the movie.
It's a perfect way to end the movie. We don't need any more. This is a movie where we get the mystery solved.
Yep.
The killer gets their comeuppance or their death sequence, and then it ends because there's not really need for anything else.
That's right.
But it's a great image to end on, and it goes with the deep red profondo rosso type of ideal there. And I've always loved this ending. I love Carlo's death more than the mother, but it's such a great ending to have the mother be the killer, and then you realize, holy shit, Carlo didn't kill nobody.
Now it's funny. The very first time I saw Deep Red, I kept thinking, and again, okay, if you've never seen Bird with the Crystal Plumage, folks, turn your podcast off right now because I'm going to spoil something from that movie. Because I know you guys haven't talked about that movie ever.
No, we haven't talked about it.
But in that movie, there's a big twist around where it ends up being a woman who's the killer. But you think it's everybody but this one woman. And I won't say why. I'm not going to spoil it that much. When I first saw Deep Red, which was like about 4 or 5 years after I saw, no, it's more than that. Because I saw Deep Red after it started coming out on video. So yeah, it was about like 10 years after I saw Bird with the Crystal Plumage. But I kept thinking, because it reminded me so much of that, I said, okay, it's probably a woman that did it, because that's what he did in the last movie. And then I talked myself out of it. And that was one of the things I kicked myself in the end, where I said, oh my God, I had it. And I had it. I had it. And then talked myself out of it. And he's really good at doing that.
He is really good at doing that.
Really good. You think, but
I was about to say, I enjoy mystery movies because I don't try and solve them.
Oh no, I get active with them. I pride myself on thinking. Let's see if I can solve it before the end of the movie.
I used to do that when I was a kid. When I sat around the TV every week with my mother and father and watched Murder, She Wrote. I'd always be trying to solve who the fuck.
Oh yeah. Those are so lame compared to this kind of thing.
Yeah, but the thing is this: when I got older, I stopped wanting to do that. I just decided I'm gonna go along for the ride. And then I always see the comments on movies where people say, "Oh, I figured it out 30 minutes within," and I'm like, "Well, that's the reason why I don't try and do that in mystery movies. I just like to go for the ride."
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
And so I don't try and solve it anymore. So
I think in my case, I really lose myself in the character that the movie you're seeing. I lose myself in Marcus's character in this. So I am literally watching this movie through his eyes, which is what I think Argento wants you to do.
Yes, most definitely.
But it's like in the back of my mind, it's like, I remember thinking, damn, I thought it was a woman from the very beginning. I had no reason to think that just because I saw this other movie where it was. So, and then I talked myself out of it.
All right. So now that we've revealed everything about this movie, is there anything else that we need to touch on, Jim?
Oh no, I think we covered it all.
I think with this movie we have gone over and above and beyond.
Oh, I know we would on this, but you almost have to with Argento because his movies are so rich.
They are so rich.
You don't want to leave anything out.
No. So from now on, when we do these, we probably might as well just do a disclaimer. Say, if you have not seen the movie, don't listen to us talk about it.
I tell you, I just do that on a regular basis on my podcast. Like for every single, even if it's a movie 80 years old, I disclaimer it. Just I
Yeah,
don't want anyone getting mad because well, you ruined it after 80 years. Oh my god, you know,
you know what?
because
For
you can't talk about some of these films without giving it
but
all away. I mean, you
it's
just
getting
really
harder
can't.
and harder to do that too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I might have to do that because when we start discussing the Scream movies in 2026,
Oh yeah, definitely with those because those are
yeah,
ones that are very much like this,
they are.
where you really don't know until the very very end, and those folks were very very good at doing
So it's yeah. You know what? We might have to do that for our.
that.
All right. So I want to thank you, Jim, for having a conversation about Dario Argento's Deep Red. For everyone in here out there listening to the podcast, what we love to do is we love to rate the movie between 1 and 5, whatever we choose in terms of an object or a thing or an event that happens in the film. This is something that we do on our show that's different from other shows. Instead of doing your standard 1 to 5 stars, we like to pick something within the film to rate the movie. Jim, where on the spectrum between 1 and 5, 1 being poor, 5 being amazing, would you put this film, Deep Red, on?
4.5 decapitated heads.
You know, I almost was going to choose the decapitated heads.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's hard not to pick that one. It was a toss up, but yeah. Um,
Oh my God. I'm gonna be a lot more generous with this because this is still one of my favorite Dario Argento films. So I'm gonna pick 5 car rides with Gianna Breezy in her little bitty car.
well, you could have done a smashed head if you wanted, you know.
But you know, since I
No, the car ride is well worth it.
yeah,
It's
you know,
hilarious.
which is kind of a devil's advocate type thing because you know you're not going to be in the comfortable seat when you're sitting in the car with her.
You know, and I wonder, I just got thinking about this now, and I swear I hadn't thought about this the whole, all the times I've seen this movie. Um, you know, I wonder if Argento, you know, he makes commentary on society in a
Mhm.
lot of his topical commentary, and you know, this is one of the few times where the guy is the bumbling idiot and the woman is the driver. Usually in these movies, you know, in the 60s and the 50s and the early 70s, it'd be like yeah, women drivers, you know, they're just terribly, they should never be behind us. So I don't know if he was making a comment there or not. Who knows? Who knows with Dario?
You have to watch more of his films just to see if it flows within some of the other films he did around that same time.
Definitely. Well, definitely. I think he took some elements from Bird with the Crystal Plumage and maybe some things that he didn't like what he did in that movie. And it's not much because I think it's a very good movie. And didn't do it in this one because this is almost and the other reason I don't give it a five like you, I just don't generally give 5s to any movie because I think they're all, you know, I don't know, just I haven't found one quite yet.
You haven't
Quite
found
yet.
that one?
Well, there may be one in there I'm not thinking about, but it may be a non-horror film. I'm not sure.
Huh.
It really, I mean, it's just really, I mean, I set a real high standard, a high bar for that. But
Or
4.5 for me is almost like getting a perfect rating.
for me, for Dario Argento films, I would put Suspiria and this one as 5 films. I almost would do Stendhal Syndrome because that's the first film of mine of his that I
Yeah,
experienced
yeah,
as
yeah.
a film.
It's yeah, it's going to be the most
But I
impactful.
would still give that one a 4 because it's not one of his best films.
Yeah,
It just happened to be the first film of his that I recognized as a
yeah.
and it got me into watching all of his other films.
Right.
Um, it's unfortunate that none of his recent films would ever get that high of a rating for me.
No, it's dropped off a little bit in recent
Yeah,
years.
but
You know, and a lot of that reflects the audiences. They want different things. They don't want this kind of stuff anymore.
not anymore, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah.
yeah, this one, Profondo Rosso and Suspiria are by far his 2 films I would give a 5 to.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, if I was going to give out 5s, I would definitely give those 2 5s. Yeah.
Suspiria is just one of those films, and I've seen that the most. I've seen that movie
Yep.
more times than any one of his other films. I've seen this one the second amount of time. And like you, I have seen Bird with the Crystal Plumage a lot of times as well. Same with
Yeah.
Inferno. I don't think Inferno is great. I just think it's entertaining and brilliantly done.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely a fair assessment of that.
And then of course Opera, I'd give 4.5 stars. That's not
Opera,
5, but
really nice.
Yeah. So, but I want to thank you, Jim, for joining me on these conversations. We're gonna have plenty of great conversations in 2026 on Dario Argento films. I'm looking forward to those. For everyone out there listening to our podcast, I hope you've enjoyed this episode on the film. I hope that you enjoy Dario Argento movies and Giallo movies in general. Please make sure to check out previous episodes that we've done. Unfortunately, we haven't done a whole many on Argento, but we've done some on some of the other great directors out there, so please check those out. Make sure to check out our sister podcast, Conversations in Hammer Studio Horrors, which comes out semi-regularly on the very first and third Friday of every month. Please make sure to check that one out. If you're a huge fan of classic horror films and Hammer Studio films, you will enjoy that podcast. From all of us here at Something Wicked Entertainment and Broken Lighthouse Pictures, please have a great day, and we will see you on the next episode. Conversations in Horror is a Broken Lighthouse Pictures production, written, produced, and directed by Kevin L. Powers, executive producer Kelly A. Inoka. All contents and material from this episode of Conversations in Horror is copyright 2025 Broken Lighthouse Pictures.